You didn't just pick up a houseplant. You welcomed in a living artifact. A velvet leaf relic from the Colombian cloud forest that doesn't just sit on your shelf, it commands the room. This is Anthurium luxurians, a rare Aroid with quilted leaves so deep and dark. They look carved from stone and silk at once. And whether you just unboxed it or you've been admiring it from afar today, you'll learn everything it takes to not just care for this plant, but to honor it. This is Roots and Roasts, where houseplants meet horticultural mastery and intentional design. To understand how to care for Anthurium luxurians, you need to understand where it came from because this plant is shaped by place. Deep in the cloud forests of Colombia, where the Andes cradle mist and moss, this species evolved beneath the jungle canopy. It grows low in the understory, never competing for direct sun. Instead, it thrives in dappled light, filtered by giant leaves above its roots spreading through decaying wood, leaf litter, and volcanic soil that's rich in organic matter and microbes. Here, temperatures barely shift. Humidity holds steady above 80%, and rainfall is a daily language, not a seasonal event. Anthurium luxurians belongs to the Aroids family, making it a cousin to philodendrons, alocasias, and monsteras. If you get just one thing right about Anthurium luxurians, make it the light. This isn't a windowsill warrior or a plant that thrives under fluorescent leftovers. It evolved in the mid-layer of Colombia's cloud forest where massive tropical leaves overhead scatter sunlight into soft, shifting beams. No direct sun, no total darkness, just bright, indirect brilliance all day long. Indoors, we have to simulate that. And it's not guesswork, it's science and staging. The sweet spot for this plant is a PPFD of 80 to 120. That could be an east-facing window with sheer drapes, a spot 4 feet back from a north-facing bay window, or under a 50% dimmed grow light, 12 to 18 inches above the canopy. Design-wise, think reading nooks, room corners with dappled morning light, or bright windows. Here's your lighting cheat sheet. Jot this down. Let's talk about what really kills most Anthurium luxurians indoors and overwatering. This is not a swamp plant. It's a highland, moss-layered, forest floor dweller. It thrives in a rhythm of hydration, soak, and dry, but never bone dry. If your luxurians is in a 6 to 8 inch container, you'll want to water every 7 to 10 days. But never by calendar alone, always by feel and tools. If you're in a larger pot, say 10 to 12 inches or more, water every 10 to 14 days, let the top 25% dry out, and check below the surface. Filtered water, distilled water, or rainwater is best. And here's the trick: water slowly, let it soak evenly, and then let all excess drain. A healthy root is firm, white, and smells earthy. Rotten roots? They're mushy, brown, and smell like a bad sponge. Now that we've got the watering right, let's talk about what happens beneath the surface. If you made it this far, then you're not just a casual plant parent, you're a grower who wants to truly understand the why behind the leaves. That's exactly why we created the Roots and Roast Academy. It's our private learning series that goes deeper than YouTube with PDF downloads, supply checklists, lighting maps, and full-length masterclasses on rare plants, pest strategies, and designer plant placement. If you want to stop guessing and start thriving, head to the link below and join us inside. Now that you've mastered the watering rhythm, you need a soil mix that works with it, not against it. Because no matter how careful you are with water, if your soil holds too much or drains too fast, you're still setting the roots up to fail. This mix balances moisture retention with oxygenation so the roots can breathe and feed without ever sitting wet. It also mimics the real substrate these plants evolved in, rich with decomposed wood, volcanic ash, and constant microbe activity. Now let's talk about your pot. If your container doesn't have a drainage hole, you're not growing a rare plant. You're building a swamp coffin. Terracotta pots breathe plus wick moisture, ideal for overwaterers. Let's use a self-watering, great for consistent humidity zones. Here's the exact mix I use for Anthurium luxurians. Write this down. Choosing a pot for Anthurium luxurians is not just a horticultural decision, it's a design choice, and in many ways, it's the most visible relationship between what's alive and what holds it. Function first, what the roots need. This is a slow-growing, compact-rooting aroid. It likes a container that's snug but breathable. No oversized planters. No sealed bottoms. Drainage is non-negotiable. Always. When I design around Anthurium luxurians, I treat it like a textile sculpture. Its velvet texture deserves contrast. Try pairing it with textured travertine, brushed clay, matte concrete, burnt umber terracotta, raw linen tones around the space. Keep the pot simple but elevated. Use a footed stand, a low plinth, or set it beside rough-hewn wood or dark bronze. Let the pot whisper so the leaves can speak. The right container doesn't just keep the roots alive, it tells the room that this plant was placed with intention, not just decoration. Repotting is not a seasonal task. It's a developmental milestone, and with Anthurium luxurians, a slow-growing, deep structural aroid, timing matters more than with fast foliage plants. Here are the real signs it's time, and not just because you're itching to buy a bigger pot. If you're seeing 2 or more of these signs, it's time. But if your plant is thriving, don't disrupt it just to refresh the soil. Luxurians hates unnecessary root disturbance. On average, expect to repot every 18 to 24 months, but only if it's actively growing, and only into a pot 1 to 2 inches wider than the last. Never jump up 3 or 4 pot sizes. That leads to wet soil pockets, root rot, and stalled growth. Roots want to fill their space gradually, like growing into a custom shoe, not a swimming pool. Feeding a rare velvet aroid isn't about pushing growth, it's about supporting structure. With Anthurium luxurians, it's not the speed, it's the stability. These leaves form slowly. Each cell expands deliberately. Feeding too much, too fast can create stretchy, weak foliage, or worse, cause saltburn on the velvet. Your best bet? Choose one primary feeding method and supplement lightly if your environment is dry or low light. In high humidity homes or setups with active grow lights, feeding can be more frequent. In low light, rooms go lighter and slower. Signs of overfeeding or deficiency are brown leaf edges, leaf tip burn, crusty white salts on soil surface, leaf drop after feeding. Fertilizer doesn't feed the plant directly, it feeds the soil biology. Velvet leaves are unforgiving. They show everything from joy to damage. You made it this far. So let me give you the one tip even most collectors overlook. Velvet is a conversation material. Velvet leaf plants don't just need light and water, they need airflow and touch management. Wipe the leaves every week. Not with oils, not with shine spray. Just a clean, soft bamboo cloth and a little water. Why? Because dust blocks light. And these quilted surfaces are like solar panels for a plant that grows in shadow. Clean leaves equals deeper color, stronger growth, fewer pests. Bonus design tip. The mirror trick. Want to make your Anthurium luxurians glow? Place it across from a mirror and it'll catch and reflect the light like sculpture. Pair it with natural tones, wrought tan, clay, linen, or textured concrete. This isn't decor. It's presence. If this guide helped, leave a comment or share it with someone who's trying to keep their velvet leaf beauty alive. And if you want even more, the Rare Plant PDF is linked below. Our Roots and Rose Academy is open, and the community is growing one mindful grower at a time. I'll see you in the next plant deep dive. Until then, wipe the leaves, watch the light, and listen to your roots.